Oh, I see one more pink vibrator kind of up in the air. There's one more. There's a few more.
Wait, I think my mom wants something. Wait, what are you holding?
You can collect.
Oh my god, my mom has a ball.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for this incredible screening tonight. My name is Yaz. I'm an educator and creator here in Toronto, and I'm having the pleasure of having a brief question and answer with the creator and star, of course, Alexander, as well as our incredible director, Sam. So please stick around to get to know this project a little bit better and just to hang out with us for a little bit. So my first question is for you, Alex. How much of Mason's dating expertise is based on your own personal experience, and how much of it is pure fiction?
Ooh, a lot of it is pure fiction. I don't think I'm that shitty. He does get his comeuppance, so I want everyone to know that. But I think there's components. I think, I think in my life, I think my family here would agree that I am a bit of a know-it-all and very proud. And I'm a little defensive, I talk a lot about, just in relation to the show, that at the height of COVID, I was about this gaslighty by May 2020. I think therapy saved me. But yeah, so there are a lot of instances and stuff that heavily inspired the show, but 90% of it is fictionalized.
So what you're saying is that your friends who are here in the audience are not necessarily coming to you specifically for dating advice.
You know what? I think some of them do. I think some of them are here. I'm not going to call you out, but
I see some friends waving in the audience.
Anyway, yeah.
So who did you get the inspiration from in terms of this character?
I think he was in my head for a long time. I think I thought of this character as far back as maybe 2017. I always liked the idea of, initially in his original form, in a really awful short that I wrote when I didn't really know how to write all that well, he was a life coach. I just always liked the idea of someone who legitimately had the right answers to give people on how to improve themselves, but could not take their own advice.
Isn't that really all of us though? How many people are you actually meeting that are able to really live by all through the wisdom that they hold and can give to folks? I'm not great at it. Okay, Sam, my next question is for you, darling. Did you ever find yourself relating to any of the romantic storylines while directing the show?
Romantic? I don't know. Sure, probably all of them. I think the one storyline that I identify with most that has happened in this year was the anxious nausea that Mason had the whole time. And admittedly, when I first read the script, I was like, what is this? Do people actually have this? And then my dad died and I fell in love, and then I got anxious nausea. And so I was nauseous a lot. So I identify very much with throwing up while in love.
That totally makes sense. I think the moment that I resonated the most with just while watching was also related to bodily functions. There was a point where your very anxious, kind of strange, very funny character was talking about needing to take all of her clothes off when she uses the bathroom. I have never related to anything more in my entire life. I literally grabbed my partner and I said, oh my god, it's me, I'm represented. This is amazing news. Is there anybody else who can relate? Yeah, it just feels so freeing and amazing, I love it. Okay, both of you, how do you feel about the concept of the one? Is it realistic, does it exist, or is it a mythical conception?
I just got read to filth for answering this question this morning on TV.
What happened?
Okay, listen, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna differentiate. Okay, I don't think that there is an inherent the one. I think you make the one. Bars.
give us any more, or should we just accept that?
I think there's billions of people on Earth, and there are statistically many the ones, and I think like that idea alone, I think, causes us to be very non-committal, I think, these days in terms of just developing long-term relationships. And the honest, truth is, being with someone takes a lot of effort, and in a good sense, but you just have to really make it work. I think if you're both able to meet each other in the middle, then you're both the one. And then sometimes you're not the one anymore. But for the most part, we want to keep it nice and forever. And you know what? My husband's not here to defend me, but he'd agree because we talked about it. So you know what? You can tell him what you want. You can go DM him.
What do you think, Sam?
Yeah, I think it's very
She's like,
similar.
that is bullshit.
No, I think you gotta choose the one to ride this crazy rodeo with you and make sure that you're aligned. But I don't know if there's like, the universe has one person out there for you. But yeah, I think it's really important to be in alignment, and that makes the one, that you want to do this world with.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I am so incredibly in love right now. Like, so just like so in love, yeah. Hi, baby. And we met out in the wild, just like, happenstance. It's just like so rare these days. And we found out minutes after meeting each other that we live on the same street, which is wild, like really just a couple minutes away from each other. And I'm like, statistically, what are really the odds of that my one was just right here, on the same street as me? And so I'm just gonna say that, like, yes, I think that we really have so many ones potentially, and our ones can be for now, forever, for whatever, but it really takes effort to make it happen. And then all the options that we have right now make it seem like harder to commit, I'm sure, in a lot of ways. But I'm really glad to see us all just like in love and happy and so gay. Back to you, Alex. So Mason deals with some queer dating challenges. Were there any specific struggles that you felt were specifically important to highlight?
Yeah, I think there were a few things. I mean, I think we tried to do something different with each guest on the show, and the sort of open relationship conversation was interesting because it was not, the intention with that wasn't to sort of villainize Angelo, that character, because of the fact that he was someone who was open or into polyamory, and I think sometimes in television and in stories, I think that it happens that way very easily. Those people become sort of the villains of that story because it strays away from what we know. So I think the goal with that was to try to really make it more about the communication issue and about the fact that they've never really had a serious conversation about what they were looking for in the long term. I wanted to sort of give sort of representation to someone older, like someone in an older demographic with Patrick, and he got a lot of joke shots taken at him, but I think there's always sort of like a meaning and a method behind like why people want what they want, and I wanted to display that as well. Like lots of things. I think like I just wanted to sort of showcase that things aren't always as simple as they seem. There's always a little bit of an extra layer behind stuff like that.
Yeah, struggles tend to be nuanced and complicated is what I'm hearing, for sure. Okay, so Sam, how do you approach creating a visual style for a show like Settle Down where humor and heart are both equally important?
Yeah, I think that was the after reading the first script, that was a big thing that I kept talking to Alex about. Tone, ultimately, was, you know, even in episode 5, which please go watch the rest of the season, but it really gets into the relationship between Jared and Mason, and it's a little heavier. So we're weighing this, like, I was so amazed to hear people laugh. Thank you so much. It's so nice to hear. We edit this and we're like, oh, I hope this is funny. So yeah, it's just so amazing to see the response from the audience. But it is such a balance between kind of that dramedy of comedy, but heart and sincerity. And, you know, I think we both, love the queer community so much that we're speaking for so many people within it and want to do justice for folks. But I don't know, I think it was like Alex and I having conversations about, like, what is the tone of the comedy, how sincere do we get, and just kind of bridging that so that it sits in a harmonious world. And yeah, I hope we did that. But I was also working with incredible collaborators. The whole crew was fantastic. We've worked together for many, many years. The cast was phenomenal, and getting everybody who's playing in the same world, you know, I think is really important. And sometimes, characters come on for a day and you have to catch everybody up, but I think that was just everybody corralling together and working really well together. And I don't know, there's no secret recipe, I don't think.
And how did you like working together?
That was great.
I mean, I loved it.
I begged Sam to do it.
So sweet.
No, it was great. I don't know, it's weird. Like, I have a lot of trust. I trusted Sam. I trusted all of our department heads, like, quite a bit, because we've all worked together in some capacity before, and I don't know, I think we just all knew what we were capable of doing, and so it made for, I think, like, an easy time, and there wasn't a whole lot of ego in the decision making of it all. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Alex and I were on the same page. I think that helped. We could have been like, not that shirt. But no, there's a lot of like, you like it, I like it.
Yeah.
It's a great shirt. You
Carry
look
on.
good in that shirt. Nice.
We thought we should have been arguing more.
Yeah. We thought it might be a terrible show because we didn't argue more, you know? So.
I mean, I don't know you super well, but I know Sam to be just like very calm, very agreeable, like just like a cool guy. So I can only imagine that the chemistry was really sick between the two of you. Okay, one more question for the both of you. So if you could add one more kind of like wild subplot to the story that didn't make it onto the show, what would you have wanted to see? Sam has to go first. Come on, Sam.
I forgot that we agreed on these questions before.
I've seen all of these
Come up with an
questions
answer.
I have one, it's not major, but it was like a goofy thing, and I replaced it with just like the Peloton joke. But like, I had this thought that I thought it would be so funny visually that Izad, who plays Ben, after breaking up with Angelo, I wanted him to just be so insatiably horny that he would take out all his energy on a Peloton bike. And he'd just like work out to near death. I can't explain more because my mother's here, but there was a thought there, and I was like, we're not gonna source a bike, a spin bike to do a bit.
The biggest obstacle to this was sourcing the Peloton.
Yeah, I was like, we're not gonna. I was like, why bother? Why are we doing that?
I loved it. I wish it made it.
Maybe season 2, maybe.
Season 2. Does anybody have a Peloton we can borrow?
Surely.
Sick. Okay, great. You can get one here.
She said no. My mom said no.
What about you, Sam?
I mean, personally, I just think we need more Devin and Georgia.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Oh yeah. My faves.
They're so good.
Yeah.
They're so good. We need more sexy times with them. We need a lot of different things. But yeah, no, the one thing that I felt like was missing from the show was just a story that happened to me when I went on a date, and this person was sitting outside the restaurant on the grass when I showed up late, and it was because he was scared that he would have to pay for drinks first if I didn't show up. So I just thought we could have added that in somewhere.
That's amazing.
Wow. Yes, that really did happen to them. Thank you so much. It's really lovely getting to hear more about this piece, this project, and I really hope that you all continue to watch the rest of the series. So, yeah, that's right. Clap for it, it's a big deal, it's incredible. So you can all expect new episodes of Settle Down on Fridays, premiering on Out TV. You can watch on Amazon, Apple, and this Friday you can share episode 1 with all of your friends, family, exes, fuck buddies, from the Border2Border YouTube channel. Round of applause once again. Safe travels home, everyone.
Everybody please get home safe. It's awful out. Thank you so much for braving it out to come here, seriously.